Twitch stream? You hear nothing? taking himself back to his childhood number. My name is Jimmy Worth, and I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings. Big game here at the Web. We are just 2 minutes from tip-off. To go through both lineups for each side here tonight at the home of the Redbacks, lovingly known as the Web. At first, to our visitors, number 7, Lewis Varley. Number 15, Nicholas Carlson. Number 20, Rowan Jarvie. Number 21, Jaden Brown. Number 31, Max Cos. They're your starters. And on the bench, number 8, Ben Walters. Number 12, Trent Cousins. Number 13, Ethan Nichols. Number 24, Liam McInerney. And number 30, William Smith. And the starters for RMIT, number 3, Steve Coffey. Number 7, Darcy Daniels. Number 14, Lou Agon. Number 40, Devin Vanderheit. And number 52, Zachary Coleman-Bock. And the bench players are number 00, Gingy Yap. Number 1, Eric Miraflores. Number 4, Christopher Ogle. Number 6, Anthony Genicaro. And number 9, Emmett Kelly Vaccaro. 50 seconds to tip off here tonight. For the Bellarine Storm. Obviously the Bellarine Peninsula home to the Bells Beach Pro. Took place today with the bell being awarded out to no Australians, a Brazilian and a Hawaiian. It was all the talk of the last 11 days down in that beautiful part of the state. And now they come up from the beaches of Winky Pop and the Bowl of Bells and head up to God's country in Bundoora as Vincenzo Rivetto rounds his troops up for a final pep talk before he sends his soldiers out to war. And the same with Bellarine in their coaching staff in Nick Stampedopoulos and Chris Klein. As both sides now look to shake the hands of both referees for tonight's proceedings, as we edge closer to tip-off here and RMIT's first home game of the season. As tip-off now looms with Lou Agon and Jaden Brown coming face-to-face for tip-off. Just waiting for second referee to give the all clear, and 2 thumbs up have been gone, and it's game time here at the Web. Bellarine winning first possession here as it's Brown at the top of the key. And he goes for an alley-oop and doesn't land well as Steve Coffey now takes himself hard to Vanderheit. Vanderheit from mid-range doesn't land, and it's a quick turnaround here for Bellarine, and a tip off the hands from Hot Coffee in number 3. Goes to a Bellarine ball. It's back in the hands of the Storm as it's Brown. Now Carlson. Carlson from deep. Looked good and it fell just a little bit long, and they regain possession again. A pump fake now drives. And a foul will be called, and Koss will take a trip to the line. Steve Coffey draws the first foul of the game and finds himself back in the famous red and black colours. It's been a while since this man has played basketball at RMIT as an RMIT player. As quick transition here to Coleman-Bock. Coleman-Bock for 2, and now Coffey. It found Coleman-Bock, and Coleman-Bock drives, and they still can't find it. As Jaden Brown rebounds here for the Storm as it's Varley onto Carlson. And now Costa at the top of the key that drives and kickball violation, and he'll still regain possession. It's now back to Brown. Onto Jarvie. Tries from long range, and it's no good. Back to Vanderheit. Onto Daniels. Darcy Daniels takes a Euro step and lands at the top of the rim. Quick transition here for the Bellarine Storm. Yet again as Carlson drives. Big Lou tries to get the block and lands neatly in the hands of the RMIT Redbacks, as now it's onto Coffey. Coffey switch back to Lou Agon. And that's a beautiful layup. I think he was trying to go for the alley-oop there, was the number 14, and bit of miscommunication between big and small man. It still lands as 2 to the good. Is now Jarvie. Finds Carlson. Onto Davis. And Davis can drive here. He can do a bit of work, and he will. And the shot clock runs out. He was quick enough to get hands off, and it's Lou Agon again. What a pass from Steve Coffey, and just couldn't land into the rim. Falls a little short, but Lou's a man that loves to jump on a missed opportunity and make up for anything that he does. Doesn't go successful, as it's now Cos. It leaves Davis open wide of 3, as does Varley. Varley lands a big 3, and that was Carlson. Carlson gets his first points of the game. There's a bounce pass here to Coleman Bock from Coffey. Back out to Agon. Does a back out pass to Coffey for 3. And it's now on to Carlson again. On to Davis, the big man. He goes from beyond the arc and no good. And it's a quick fire transition again for Steve Coffey. He'll just want to try dictate play here a little bit more. And he backs out to Vanderheit. Onto Coffey again, who's at the corner. Screen set by Coleman Bock. No pick and roll needed there, but beautiful lane pass from Agon straight to Coleman Bock, and that's 2 points to the good. And draw the lead back to 2 for the Stormers. That's Jarvie. Draws a foul, and it will be on Coleman Bock, who is in slight disbelief that a foul was called on him. And
first personal foul, second team foul.
Jarvie will take a trip to the line. Now it's the Redbacks with Vanderheit. Vanderheit drives, he's stopped in his tracks, and he tries a classic fadeaway. That is textbook from Devin Vanderheit. Coming off 4 years worth of college basketball experience and his first trip down under, and it's fair to say that he is loving his time here as a Redback and living in Victoria as well. And finds the ball back into his hands. He drives, tries to step back again, and doesn't land this time. And Jarvie with the rebound. And it's Varley. Varley had Darcy Daniels to worry about, and he backs out onto Jarvie yet again. And Steve Coffey, what a clever play there from Steve. And Bellarine's coach, Nick Stampedopoulos, is just complimented Steve on his back out there that regained possession. And now it's Genicaro onto the court. On for Daniels, and now it's Vanderheit to see what he can do, and he backs out to Genicaro, who's was at the corner and was a little high. Now ball's back into the hands of Coffee. Coffee tries to find space, and he tries that back out pass again, and it's on to Giannicaro, but he was a little high. So communication, I think, is the Achilles heel so far for RMIT, and not looking exactly where it is, and it's a charge call, and it's an offensive foul on Jalen Brown. He was arguing with the referee as to his hands were down, but disagrees, and now it's back into possession of the Redbacks with Coffee. And it's Devin Vanderheit. The man from Illinois goes bang. And with that, the Redbacks take the lead, and the foul's being called on number 14 in Lou Agon, and Jaden Brown will take a trip to the line.
Jaden Brown to the line, shooting 2.
It's his first trip to the line for this evening. The first is no good. As he lands the second. This is Giannicaro from deep. No good there from the number 6, and it's a quick transition here for the Bellarine Stormers. Nichols was at the elbow, now finds Davis. A quick rebound there from Steve Coffey, who pulls up and goes for 3! Steve Coffey! Ask and you shall receive. It's the quick fire pull up and shot that he's so well known for, and he's played in countless countries, and he's one of the most well-travelled men in Big V basketball. Is Eric Miraflores. Looks to check in for the first time this season. This is Carlson again, and he will land it, and a substitution. As Coach Rivetto now double backs, and Jinji Yap, Chinese Malaysian, comes onto the court, and that number 00 jersey in. It's Vanderheit, backs out into Coffee, finds Agon. Agon's in the mid-range, but he won't look to go, as now Coffee's been double-teamed. A big quarterback pass there to Vanderheit. Vanderheit goes from the corner, and he can't get anything from that. It looked like it was a bit of a forced shot, and now we find Varley onto Davis. Davis backs out to Carlson. And Bellarine try from deep, and can't land that one. So now it's Vanderheit. Yet again, scrounge for the ball. He gets the ball back. Now we'll regain possession. There's a foul, a pushing foul. As Lewis Varley takes a hit on that foul. Now there will be a change here for the Storm. It's number 12, Trent Cousins, enters the court and exits Lewis Varley. As now Miraflores has checked in for Giannicaro. As it's Jinji Yap from the mid-range, and he was fouled quite heavily. The basket won't count. I don't think anyone watching would have thought that would have counted.
Foul number 24, Lucas McInerney. Jinji Yap to the line for 2.
Jinji Yap, the new import for RMIT, gets his first bucket of his home stand here. Currently studies at RMIT as well. So a student turned player for the Redbacks. And it's Cousins. Now quick fire shot from Carlson and lays it off the glass and crosses the ball into the net as we find Vanderhyde, who tries a step back, heavily guarded there from Carlson, and fantastic D from the number 15. There's now Ethan Nichols. Tried to go to Davis, but it was no good, and Liam McInerney has checked in as well. So a relatively new team here for Bellarine Stormers. Gingy Yap fights for his life and gets an offensive rebound and finally gets the ball into the net. It's beautiful play there from Yap, and now Trent Cousins. He pulls up from mid-range at the top of the key, and now at Mira Flores. He goes around again from left to right, back again to Lewis Agon, and Lewis Agon gets an and one! Foul has been called, and he'll take a trip to the line for a potential three-point play.
Three personal fouls, number 21, Jaden Brown.
And now a timeout has been called.
Timeout taken. 2 remaining in the first quarter. Redbacks leading 8-11.
As we take this timeout, we will just quickly touch on a few things, and chatting to Coach Vincenzo Rivetto during the off-season and throughout this pre-season, it's pretty clear that this is the last dance for this side and for himself as well. You can take that saying of the last dance with a grain of salt, or you can take it quite literally, but there's a reason that he's got these players back, and there's a reason why he did recruit Steve Coffey back from Pakenham. I must admit, it did feel a bit weird commentating and saying Steve Coffey's name last year in a Pakenham Warriors jersey. But now he's back in the number 3 and he's the team captain. There was an immediate switch in Daniel Steen and Matt Spencer, who've been their co-captains. Took it as a mission and understood the assignment and to what Coach Rivetto was trying to accomplish this year. And tonight they look to set the standard for what this year brings and what it means for the side. Now Coleman Bock has checked out of the game, or checked out of at the moment, and now Chris Ogle enters the court as well, and Bellarine also making a change in Smith coming on, and it's McInerney, backs out to Carlson. Carlson pulls up from the free throw, and he'll get it. And Steve Coffey now bounce passes to Yap, and a bit of miscommunication yet again, and Nichols will drive and find that left-hand side lane, and that'll be the easiest 2 points that he's scored today. As now it's Mira Flores, who pulls up from mid-range again. And it lands short. McInerney with the board. Finds him again, and he'll go from long range. The big man just doesn't get anything from it, and they still regain possession here. Do the Storm. On to Cousins. Cousins from deep. And a great rebound there by Smith, and foul was called on Lou Agon again. If you look at the foul trouble, second personal foul on Lou Agon, and both teams in the bonus. And Luagon taken off very, very quickly for Devin Vanderheit. Massive shout out to all the Vanderheits watching back in Illinois or any part of United States. Right now it's 4:19 a.m. in that part of the world, and if they've gotten up to watch this, it's a testament to the dedication they've got to that man in the 40.
That was on number 15, Nick Carlson. Second personal foul.
Currently with 5 points, shooting at 50%.
Head to the line.
And it's Jinji Yap who drew that foul and attempts his first free throw when he'll get it. So the lineup for RMIT right now is Ogle, Mira Flores, Vanderheit, Jinji Yap and Steve Coffey. There's an aggressive tap there from Vanderheit, regains possession from a missed free throw. Screen's been set by Yap, and Steve Coffey tries from the elbow and won't land, as now Bellarine will try and get some sort of momentum as Cousins just flies up there and throws the ball up in hope that by some grace they've got it to land in, and now Devin Vanderheit has drawn another foul. Commentator's curse has been set. And he now draws to 2 fouls. And Trent Cousins is no good on the first. You can tell I was currently recording myself, and you'll definitely see this on the social media probably tomorrow, that my reflexes have just been tested. And I don't think that I passed that at all. There's now 0.5 left on the clock for the first quarter, and Ethan Nichols with the ball. He backs out and didn't get it off in time, did Max Cos, and that's the first quarter of RMIT's home opener here at the Web. We'll take a very, very quick break in RMIT and the Bellarine Storm, where RMIT lead 20-16. We're back into the second quarter action as Mira Flores goes from deep. And that's 3 points for Eric Mira Flores. And he'll go to the line for a 4-point play to start the second quarter. For all those in Chicago, if you needed something to wake you up, that's definitely going to be it, because certainly caught the attention of everyone else here in the web, as it's now Agon, onto Coffee, and now it's Ogle. He just goes long and throws an air ball in there, as now it's Nichols onto Cousins. Trent Cousins within the key. He backs out to Nichols, who finds McInerney on the side, mid-range, and he'll land a 2-pointer. It's Coffee. Goes up to Agon, and he will land a 2-pointer. And that missed alley-oop doesn't go in, but as much as he's a giant, he's as silky smooth as a point guard when he's going up for a layup. And now it's 2 points here from Bellarine, and still RMIT lead 25-18 as Coffee now to Mira Flores, who goes from long range. And Lou Agon touched the ball last, and Bellarine Storm now regaining possession. As Cousins exits the court, and on comes Javi again. Now the number 20 has the ball in his hands, and I was going to go to Smith, but he finds Carlson. And Javi was in the deep, and it's no good. So now RMIT regain possession yet again. Now it's Coffee. The corner key to Agon, who drives, backs out to Vanderheit. Vanderheit from mid-range, and that pull-up that he does so well, doesn't land, and now Carlson back with the ball here. Bellarine can really take advantage of this right now, and only 4 points down. 8 minutes to go in the second. And Nichols pulls up. Gee, it looks good, and on the side of the rim. Another shot missed. So Coffee onto Mira Flores! Eric Mira Flores goes bang! 6 points for the number one, shooting at 50%. Currently got 3 assists as well. He's back to live play, and Cos is no good. And Coffee around the back to try find Mira Flores again. Onto Coffee, who had an open look, decides to go deep. Back out to Mira Flores. It just seems like it's just swinging between both guards as Coleman Bock, 6 seconds on the shot clock, tries to go around his defender, and he lands it. And Coleman Bock almost climbs over Javi. Climbs over the mountain, and definitely climbed the summit there as Smith from deep. And that's a classy 3 from Will Smith. It's his first points of the game that came from field goal range. He's got those 4 points thus far. It's Coffee to Mira Flores. And Mira Flores has an open look and was quickly squandered by Cos, and he felt some pressure on his back and attempted a shot, so a foul will be called, and Eric Mira Flores onto the line. So scoring leaders for both sides, in Lou Agon with 7, Eric Mira Flores with the 6, and Devin Vanderheit with 5. And Carlson with 8, Smith with 4, and Trent Cousins with 3. RMIT currently 11 from 27 from field goal range, and Bellarine 8 from 22. So only shooting at 36% are the Storm. They look to pick that up as the lead now draws to 8. And Cos now with the basketball, and he finds Smith, who pump fakes, drives into the paint, has Agon to worry about. So fade away and back to Jarvis, and Jarvis couldn't find the net in that situation. Bounce pass to Wagon, who has Jarvis to worry about. That's great defense there by the big man from the Peninsula, and Carlson tries to go from quite long range. If we look at Carlson's box score at the moment, he's only shot that 1 shot from 3. And he shot 2 from 3 in 2-point range. And Coleman Bock can't get anything there. And now we find Carlson. He's back in that comfortable range that he likes to shoot from. And Jarvi, gee, it was really, really tough basketball there, and a little bit sloppy from both sides. But Bellarine keep possession. Still have 5 minutes 24 left in this first half. And hopefully we will get a special co-commentator in for this second half. As Mira Flores tries a fade away. And the ball now still lands in RMIT's possession.
The ball remains with the Redbacks.
Now Genicaro will come onto the court in replace of number 1 in Eric Mira Flores. And that was a really great start from the number 1. Eric Mira Flores did his time in Albury-Wodonga. He came from Bordertown and he's come to the Big Smoke. As Anthony Genicaro goes from 3! That'll put a pep in his step. He played a full game of youth basketball before this, and now he's back in that number 6 jersey, and he's suited up for his second game of the day. There's now Coffey. Goes to Coleman Bock, and Coleman Bock bodies his way into a classy layup. And now Vanderheit takes almost like a wide receiver. He takes the ball, and it's an interception, so a safety, should I say, in NFL terms. Looking like pass, and Genicaro again from deep, and it just tailed off to the left and didn't land as cleanly as you liked, and tipped pass there back in Carlson's hands. Carlson onto Jarvi, who's from long range, and lands a 3. It's a well-worked 3 there from Bellarine. They've stayed patient. They haven't let this lead scare them, and it hasn't gone too far. It's still 8 points for them. There's Genicaro pump fakes, backs out to Agon. And Genicaro lobs it up and caresses the ball in. And he is absolutely locked in. As he looked to chase the ball, but Coach Rivetto just reminded him it's our ball, and you don't need to chase those. But it all came from the attempted steal from the back of the left-hand shoulder. So now RMIT on with Agon. It's an interception there for Bellarine, and they'll take this transition. They might take their time here onto Varley. Varley has Genicaro, who draws a foul, and Shot wasn't in movement, so that conversion won't count. So now it's Giancarlo guarding up against Cos. Onto Brown. And Cos goes from 3-point range. And Max Cos, 3 of the best. His first 3-pointer of the night. And Gingy Yap backs out onto Coffee. There's a great pick and roll there from the 0-0, but Coffee wants none of it as Lou Agon attempts it, and Gingy Yap! Gingy Yap cleans up the scraps and does well there for the Redbacks as Varley goes from deep, and it's a pretty low-angled shot. And didn't land, so now Coffee, team's quarterback, draws another foul on Varley. And Lewis Varley draws his second foul of the night as we have 2 minutes left of this first half. As it's Devin Vanderheit. Can't get it, and Gingy up yet again! Cleans up the scraps like a Dyson vacuum. Gets his second putback. And that's why he's here. That's what Coach Rivetto saw. Coaching in Malaysia. And he saw this player that caught his eye, and he asked him the question. He said, "Who are you and where do you play?" And Gingy goes back to him and says that you coach at my university. And that's all it took for Vince to say, you are going to be in my team. It's a great story that has a bit of international travel about it. A big mention to everyone who's tuning in on the live stream. We go around the grounds as his timeout is coming to an end. Second game at 7 p.m. was Camberwell and Pakenham. And Pakenham are leading that by 7 points at the Boroondara Sports Complex. Wyndham and McKinnon set to kick off in mere minutes as that's at Eagle Stadium. So Wyndham hosting that one. And then at 8 p.m. we've got Hume City and Gippsland at Broadmeadows Basketball Stadium, and Sunbury hosting Melbourne Uni at 8 p.m. as well. So a lot of basketball in and around the state of Victoria tonight. There's plenty to keep you entertained on this cold Saturday night. And you know what else tries to keep us entertained is that number 3 in Steve Coffey, who goes bang from deep. As now it's Varley. Crosses back to Brown. And Jaden Brown can't get anything from that. As Coffey collects another rebound. And he goes from really long range, and some would still call that a rush shot, but I think Steve would also reply to say that's calculated, as Jaden Brown has a quick reply, and that's 3 more for Bellarine. As now it's Gingy Yap, finds out to Vanderheit. Vanderheit from 3. Hits the lip of the rim as Giancarlo with another interception, who finds Yap and Coffey. On to Yap. And Gingy Yap rebounds again. His offensive O-boards are ridiculous. No one's challenging those offensive rebounds. And he's finding it all too easy as Giancarlo now puts the clamps on Varley. As he drives, and the Luagon block wasn't high enough for that. That's a classy bucket from Lewis Varley as we Now go to 12 seconds. Shot clock has gone dark. Coffee with the last play of the game. As Max Cos draws a foul. Shot clock and game clock will stop. 7.2 left on the clock, and I'll take this from the sideline. There wasn't a shooting foul. So 7.2 left on the clock, and it's a bit of a quick change here for the Stormers. Smith, Cousins, McInerney all come onto the court. There's now Agon. Back to Coffee, 5 seconds left on the clock. To bounce past the end. Lou Agon goes bang! Lou Agon finishes that half in style. That is how you end a half. Steve Coffey cannot understand how he launched. He took off like the Artemis 2 go to the moon. And he's landed that thing. And he's drawn the lead out to 11. What a way to end that first half. Catch your breath. Just relax a little bit, because that was pure box office material stuff. There's a quick check of the box score before we take a quick break here. Gingy Yap with 11 points. 7 rebounds. Zachary Coleman Bock with 6 points. Lewis Agon with 7. Coffee with 6 points. 2 from 3. Eric Miraflores with 8 points, also 2 from 3. And on the Bellarine Storm side of things, no one has launched off double digits, as Nicholas Carlson with 8 points. 5 rebounds as well, and Rowan Jarvie and Jaden Brown, both with 6 points to the best, 3 rebounds each, 1 assist to Jarvie. So a lot to take from that first half. But RMIT wanting to dictate momentum and try and edge out a lead, and they've got that 11-point lead, which is so important. So now we'll take a quick break here. We'll resume back with action at the Web. I'm Jimmy Worth, and I'm taking you through this. As Darcy Daniels, he hopes that we've clipped that, and we absolutely have. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll rejoin back with live proceedings in about 8 minutes. But currently it's the RMIT Redbacks leading by 11 points against the Bellarine Storm, 50-39.
play, yeah.
Insane.
Look, he gets it and it's like...
Yeah, because I get off it. I get off this. Oh, so good. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the live stream here at RMIT Sports Complex, the Web, as it's affectionately known. And Jimmy Worth taking you through this. Still haven't left, haven't gone anywhere. But I certainly did need a glass of water to recover from that dunk from Lou Agon. I think that sent everyone into the next stratosphere. And speaking of next stratospheres, we've gone to the next dimension and found someone that is well known throughout this complex and is well known to this team. A former assistant coach and now in youth championship, doing ridiculous things. It's the man, the myth, the legend. Sam Aparo joins me in commentary. Sammy,
Jimmy,
how are you, mate? It's great to see you.
good being back. How are you, Jimmy?
I'm better off seeing you now.
I know.
We pulled up in the car park together, but when we sat opposite each other, it made me sad. So I knew I just had to get you on. I needed someone to accompany me with this. How did you find that first half? Have you recovered from that dunk? What have been your key takeaways from this?
Well, just a great way to end the half. That Lou dunk. If RMIT were to win this game, they're going to continue the momentum that dunk created.
Now back to live play and Jaden Brown. A travel turnover and momentum back into the Redbacks' hands. And Steve Coffey, gee, how good is it to have him back, Sam?
Very nostalgic getting Steve back, but you can just tell the difference of him controlling the offense.
Oh, what a pass into Coleman Bock, just as you said it. He's taken over this offense and he's made it his own. I think one of the best things about this little setup that they've got with Coffey and Vince is that Vince just trusts him and he just knows, he's like, hey, if you want to do something and you want to call a play, or if you want to take over and switch into whatever different positions or transitions you want to be in, I'll let you do it. I'll back you.
Just familiarity with the system. It's the backcourt that won RMIT the championship in D1, continuing to state champ.
We'll see an MVP from 2024's championship game. And then went to Pakenham Warriors. Lands both, so still 11 points the deficit. RMIT will look to capitalise on this as Davis onto Darcy Daniels, a man that doesn't age. Still lands in the hands of RMIT, so they'll take it from baseline. Now it's Coffey. To Agon, who in pre-season went from 3 and splashed a 3 as a buzzer beater. But again, that's pre-season, and that's why we don't do it during the season, because sometimes it doesn't land. Now the ball crashes into the court announcer's trestle table, but seems like all is good. Everyone from the media team's been taking a battering today, Sam. I copped a ball to the head before.
How did that happen? Well, you're not ready for the ball.
I wasn't. I was looking at the stats.
Do they not teach them footy? Eyes on the ball, Jimmy.
They do. They do teach you eyes on the ball, but I guess I haven't learnt from my coaches, Sammy. Definitely haven't learnt from you, which is probably saying a lot about me. But in comes Jarvie as he pushes Agon away, and no charge there given by the referee. So all clean in their books. So all clean in our books. It's now Coffey onto Agon, who tried to switch pass onto Coleman Bock, and now it's Varley. Can't get anything from that one, so Coffey is quick up the field. Gee, they're transitioning really quickly today as Darcy Daniels just lands short on it. usually so good from the layups, is now it's Cos. Max Cos can't land either, so it's instant replies from both sides, but neither can get a bucket.
No rest for the wicket in this quarter. Up and down, transition threes. But we're still at this 9-point deficit. So only 2 points gained by the Storm.
So now Varley will go to Max Cos. And now Rowan Jarvie just finds space.
Way to use the body there.
And Max Cos just floats it up, and he'll get a 2-pointer for that one. As fantastic defense from Jarvie and stops Zachary Coleman Bock in his tracks. And now Jaden Brown from deep. It looked good from the launch, but just faded a little bit right. So the lead stands at 7. RMIT will want to increase this lead and get it back to what it was as Coleman Bock. They try again, and a charge is being called on the number 52 from the Redbacks, and he's arguing that his hands up, but
Been a few point blank looks missed by Zachary so far, but if Bellarine want to get into this game, they're going to capitalise on these stops.
only got the 8 points as Coleman Bock. Is now Brown, backs out to Carlson. Carlson from long range lands short, but Brown gets the O board. He's got Agon to worry about, so Jarvie goes from deep! Rowan Jarvie from downtown! And Steve Coffey will look to try and get something back, because from an 11-point lead to 4, it's only happened in a matter of 3.5 minutes. It's Coleman Bock. Misses another easy look. There's now Varley, bounce passes to Carlson, who gets an and one and will try to convert for a 3-point play.
What have you noticed, Jimmy, so far with Bellarine and the switch in these first 3.5 minutes?
They've stayed really patient, and they've capitalised on the mistakes that RMIT have made, and I think that's sometimes the Redbacks' biggest weakness, is that they're not quick on the transition going back. And Bellarine have definitely done their homework, and they've definitely studied on it, because it did seem that way against Warrandyte as well. If tuned into that round 1 matchup, that they just seemed slow on the transition, and they just put all their chips into the dealer on the offense, and only had one man back, and that one man back was usually a guard. So complete fair play to the Bellarine Storm in the way that they've been playing their basketball, and it's been a real switch around in this only 3.5 minutes.
And you can just tell they've changed their identity defensively. They're giving the looks to Zachary in the paint, but they're not letting Coffey, like they're hedging really hard on those screens, not letting the guards get off the chains, what they did in that first half. So been a really good switch here by the Storm. Let's see what Vince draws up here and how they adjust. Looks like Coleman Bock's come out of the game, and they've gone a little bit smaller.
Yeah, they've got Jinji Yap, who's
he's a big boy for his size.
He's checked in, and he's got some size on him. But
I can tell you now, if he's setting a screen, I'm going well and truly under that. Not going near it.
It's Carlson for the 3-point conversion. He lands.
Ball game.
But one big thing that Jinji Yap was so good in that first half was he was just like a Dyson vacuum cleaner. He just cleaned up all the crumbs. You can laugh all you want, Sammy, but
you're not wrong.
That's what it comes to sometimes when you're not landing shots, and you've got that man in the paint that can use his body and dictate the way that the possession's going to go with his big, broad shoulders, and I don't think he ever skips arm day.
Oh, he definitely doesn't. I reckon it's a solid chest and arms 5 out of 7 days.
As the gym bros might say, what day you on, bro?
It's always chest day.
It's always chest day. Every day's chest day. So still his change up there from Mira Flores lands in the hands of Carlson, who Euro steps back out to Max Cos, who has an open look. Max Cos from deep. Max Cos into the double digits on the score sheet. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and only 2 fouls to his name, so he stayed disciplined. There's now Van der Height. No good, and Gingy Yap again with that Dyson vacuum cleaner, like picks up the crumbs, and
again
he goes a Hail Mary, gets another O-ball. That's 2 in a matter of seconds. And Steve Coffey, in what seemed like a rush shot, to just get it away. Turns over possession, and Carlson gets the offensive board again, and back out past it, Miraflores stamps out. It's now RMIT. Just want to slow things down, Sammy.
Got to get into a set here. Got to get into a set. Try to get away from this paint game that Bellarine's daring him to do.
It's a very clever play, and now it's Van der Height. Big block there by Jarvie, and Coffey almost lands into the spectators.
Well, I saw someone stack it on those seats, not just like 5 minutes ago. Now you have Steve Coffey crashing in there. They got to put a warning sign there.
They're pretty dangerous, aren't they? You wouldn't think being a spectator would come with dangers of personal foul.
Nothing safe anymore.
As Max Cos can't get anything from that, but they still get possession. No backcourt violation here.
I thought that was pat back.
Max Cos looks like it came off RMIT.
Yeah, massive.
And Varley drives, and oh, it's a good look into Jarvie, and pass wasn't clean. So now Coffey on a Hail Mary past it. He's done a few times today and hasn't landed, but that communication between Lou Agon and Steve Coffey is sometimes what separates a win and a loss, especially if we talk about that game against Warrandyte. Steve did look for Agon many, many times, and you ask and you shall receive. Now scores are tied, 54 apiece. That big pass to Agon finally lands, but hits the bottom of the backboard. It's now Max Cos. He drives into the paint, and slithery stuff from number 31.
Big boys. Max Cos is another one of his big boys.
He may not have height on him, but
great finish there by Lou and the foul, but that was set up because Steve Coffey was able to get a paint touch, draw the help, and make the right read. This is what RMIT needs to do, is get paint touches, make the right read, which Steve Coffey just did.
Zagon for that three-point play. Comes clean with it. They draw 1 point ahead as Genicaro now on to the hardwood. There's Carson. Back to Cos. As Walters checks in as well for his first stint in this game. It's that personal foul to Gingy. So McInerney lands with the ball now, and he'll test it from deep.
There it is, big fella.
Who said big men can't shoot?
Clearly no, NBA, no such thing. All the best shooters in NBA are centers now.
As Devin Van der Height tries to reply, and
there's your man.
Almost Gingy have tried to clean it up.
But Dyson.
As he's no good, and Cos, he backs out to Nichols. And Nichols tries from long range. Ethan Nichols from deep. It's a fantastic look there from Ethan Nichols.
There's a hard hedge again.
And he's just put the clamps on Steve Coffey, and inside look to Luagon, and that's very, very clean from the big man.
Great pass there by Steve.
So a good look there from Coffey into Agon, and they finally land one that's successful. So Carlson He's got a screen one from McInerney, and still into the possession of Carlson, and that's Cos. And Cos won't land that triple. Coffey onto Vanderheit. The man from Illinois into the paint. Has an open look for a mid-range jumper. And can't land it.
Had the look he wanted.
Vanderheit only with a 5 for tonight. Still 1 minute left in the half. Quarter, should I say. And it's an offensive foul. Offensive foul? Offensive foul.
Offensive.
Offensive foul.
Offensive.
Offensive.
It's like saying O positive, like your blood type.
O positive. It was a good decision putting you on the can, Sonny.
I saw you were sitting a bit lonely.
I was. I missed you.
It's all right.
Also usually got Maple, the therapy dog, under my
Maple
feet.
makes these days of his cold nights way more enjoyable.
Way more enjoyable, but she's on the other side of the court tonight as Giannacaro from 3! Anthony Giannacaro puts those secret Italian herbs and spices on it. And he converts the triple. And I think he likes it as well. He likes what he saw. And
he does. Look at it. He even gave us a little wink.
I don't know why he's sticking his tongue out there for a second. Almost looked like he was wagging like a dog. But to be fair, he does have that dog in him. It's his second game of the night as well. It's Vanderheit draws foul and take a trip to the line. Another big mention to everyone watching on the live stream on the Basketball Victoria YouTube channel. And Vanderheit now converts the first, but 43.7 left and they're 1 point ahead, Sammy. As in the comments now, we've got one of our favourite Frenchmen in. Je m'appelle Charles Gaugy, former RMIT Redback, now taking his talents to the land of the rising sun in Japan.
Well, it seems like everyone's in Japan now. He wants to go to Japan.
As Nichols goes from deep and lands the 3. But it does seem like everyone's in Japan or Vietnam at the moment.
Besides us.
Besides us. We are all rugged up in our trackies and our hoodies in the Cold Sports Gym, and a 2-second discrepancy on the shot and game clock as Coffey now will try to get the final play out of this, and he drives, he tries to find Agon, and now McInerney, switch pass to Nichols, 1 second left on the clock, it's McInerney! Ooh. McInerney to Nichols, and that was no good.
That was a great quarter by the Bellarine Storm. They turned, 11-point deficit into a 1-point lead. So
that is hard-working basketball. And if you want to argue that Bellarine haven't put in effort, well, you're wrong, because they do not go from an 11-point deficit to a 1-point lead in the matter of only 10 minutes.
Well, they kept the RMIT Redbacks to 14 points in that quarter. They scored 20 and 30 to limit them to 14. The adjustments they made, which was hard showing on those screens, forcing the ball to be pounded in the paint. So credit to Bellarine there with the adjustments, and it's worked. They got the 1-point lead. The winner of this game is going to come down to who wants it more, who runs the trends better.
Absolutely. If you look at the first 2 quarters as well, 20 points to 16, 30 to 23. So this is the first time that Bellarine have won a quarter. And to their credit, they've really isolated Zach Coleman-Bock in that quarter. And it's often that, coaches will be like, let him shoot. If he's not a shooter, they'll say, let him shoot to force that to force that transition and that turnover. And I'm pretty sure Nick Stantonopoulos would have said the exact same thing to his men, is to let Coleman-Bock in the paint.
Yep. Well, what they've done is like they've gotten the ball out of Steve's hands by hard showing, and they're forcing these other players to make reads and to make shots. Right now, Devon made a few buckets towards the end of that quarter, but Devon, compared to last week, been a little bit more quiet. It's who else is going to step up, who's going to create in this last quarter. Everything's to play for.
We're set up for a grandstand finish here at the Web.
You wouldn't want it any other way.
If
you're just joining us on the live stream, we are entering the final quarter here at the Web, where the Bellarine Storm lead the RMIT Redbacks by 1 point, 65-64. Jimmy Worth and Sam Aparo in commentary for you this evening. As we find Vanderheit at live play, so Coleman Bock has checked back in, and McInerney takes the job in trying to guard the number 52, and now Coffey. Coffey tries to drive into the paint. He's being aggressive here as Vanderheit from three! Devin Vanderheit takes all the knowledge that he had from his days in college, and he brings him to the land down under, and he gets a triple. So now that 2-point lead now for RMIT. I feel like it's going to be a quarter of constant switching.
67-65. You know what
67. I'm not gonna say
well,
it because
I'm gonna say
you
it.
Can
That's
say
all I hear from the kids that I coach,
of course,
and from the kids at high school. It's 6-7, so it'd be rude not to. It'd be rude not to.
I absolutely hate it, but I love it.
It's really bad that the brain rot's infected me.
I feel like I would get clipped as Vanderheit goes again and just lands a little long. As the brain rot takes over the commentators, but it certainly doesn't take over what's going on court at the moment. As McInerney finds Cousins onto Nichols, now to Brown. All 5 players on the court have found this ball, and in his possession is Smith. Doesn't get anything good from that as Vanderheit drives. Oh, big block there from Jaden Brown, but a foul's been called. He's clipped the hands, and
I think he called goaltending.
He did call goaltending. Great call, Sammy. Good pickup. I certainly wouldn't have gotten that one, as points will land in the favour of Vanderheit. As I was saying earlier, Sammy, it's 4 a.m. in Illinois at the moment, hometown of Devin Vanderheit. So big mention to everyone on the live stream who's tuning in from the United States. Also to our friends in Japan, as Oscar McInerney lands from deep, and it's a quick reply, and everyone from Malaysia, from China as well, following the 0-0 in Jinji Yap, as Coleman Bock drives to McInerney, and he finally gets a bucket, does Bock, and that's a confidence booster for the big man. He has struggled tonight, and they're the nights that you don't want to remember, but he's certainly got some confidence back as a pump fake from McInerney. Backs out to Davis, and now Steve Coffey on a quick transition here from RMIT. Beats one, and the pass is tipped, and it's a Bellarine ball now. And Steve Coffey arguing.
Steve wants the review. He wants the VAR implemented.
He wants the VAR, the coach's challenge, as they have in the NBL, and
no, too many coaching challenge, coaching reviews, ARC reviews. Too much.
Should just do a YouTube review. We've got the live stream.
I'll give it 5 years till that's implemented.
As Jarvie and Varley check in. Now Jaden Brown beats one and beats two. And it's a charging foul. Has his elbows up. And that's the second time he's been called from that this game. And
that's his 4th as well.
It is his 4th foul, so trouble looms for the number 21, and Carlson checks in tonight as well, so he'll come in to replace Brown. And a high defensive formation looks like for Bellarine is taking place, and now Vanderheit has Smith to worry about. Has an inch of space, takes a mile. In goes Vanderheit. Vanderheit from mid-range!
He's getting going, Jaden. He heard the commentary. Oh, there it is.
Oh, quick fire here from Zachary Coleman Bock. It could be big. It is big. It is ginormous. It is massive. Up high, down hard. And a timeout's being called from the Bellarine Storm. Sammy, I will not interrupt you again. Take it away, brother.
That is a momentum swinger at its finest. And we saw it at the end of the half with Lou Agon. And we saw it now with Zachary. Great reads. Was it now a 7-point lead? But the 7-point lead just feels a lot bigger, doesn't it, after that dunk?
It's huge. They're the coach killers. As I reckon that's one of your favourite words you like to say is a coach killer.
Oh, yes.
Obviously, we said in that three-quarter time break that Stampedopoulos would have just said, let him shoot, let him drive. Obviously, nothing could have been done about that quick transition play. It was just a turnover that ended up in the big man's hand, and he goes up high, down hard. But they're the ones that you think, okay, how can we stamp this out now?
Yeah.
How can we try and stop this quick transition play? Because we all know, you know better than anyone else, Sammy, coaching in that championship-winning team, when RMIT get hot, there's nothing stopping them. They just go from strength to strength to strength, and each player pulls on every bit of skill and every bit of class that they've got and experience, and they bring out something special. So currently on the floor for the Redbacks, we've got Giancarlo, Vanderheit, Coffey, and then the two big men in Bock and Agon. And the Bellarine Storm has Smith, Carlson, Jarvis and Varley.
Fouls called on number 52, Zach Coleman Bock.
And of course the man who's taken the trip to the line in Ethan Nichols.
This is a very different Bellarine team to last year from what we saw.
100%, and I think that's probably a credit to what they've been doing in the off-season. They've recruited well. That 20-point win against Wyndham in round one was a statement win, and definitely turned heads when everyone was checking the scores. And they've done well. They've recruited well, and they've got a plethora of talent down in the Surf Coast. And obviously they've got Geelong United in the NBL, Surf Coast in Div 1, and now Bellarine in the state champ as well as Giancarlo. Quick fires out. Now to Vanderheit. The Giancarlo now with the ball from mid-range. Shot clock expires, but Lou Agon takes flight like the Artemis II.
All set up from this hustle play. Set up with Jenna diving the loose ball and Zachary Coleman Bock tipping it alive. That's all it started from those hustle plays.
As Smith backs out to Jarvie and a big block by Agon.
That's his
fourth.
fourth.
As it's another foul.
That's his fourth.
And it's a fourth foul for Coleman Bock. And I don't think anyone on the RMIT bench can believe what they just saw.
Especially Vince.
I know exactly what Vince would be saying, and he's like, that's clean hands.
Well, he'll be saying a lot more expletives in that as well, which we cannot say live
We've got to
on
keep
air.
it PG here, Sammy. But Coleman Bock checks out of the game, and
your man,
Gingy Yap, one of my favourite players going around at the moment, was telling the story as well, Sammy, that with the whole story of how he got recruited to this team and how Vince was coaching in Malaysia and found him on the other team and tore him to absolute shreds and said, where do you play and what are you doing? And he said that you coach for my team, you coach for my university in Australia.
Wow.
And he said, okay, that's all I need to hear. You're playing for me this season.
It's funny how you find these random plays in the most random times, sometimes just right time, right place.
And big mention to all the Chinese Malaysian people and from China and Malaysia watching the live stream currently. We've followed Gingy Yap's career so far at only 19 years of age as Coffey tried a very difficult shot, and now the Storm cross court to Varley, and Varley with Giancarlo in his face. Doesn't get any success with that, but Carson double teamed and tries a fade away, but big clamps there by Steve Coffey, and now Devin Vanderheit. I love this. Just takes it back. He takes a step, tries to dictate possession, and he'll go back to Yap, who finds Vanderheit again from three. And he's just fallen short yet again, has the man from the States. A cross-court shot here onto Davis. Davis goes big, and it's a travel call. Will it be called a travel, or they're having a discussion here? It's either going to be a personal foul or a travel.
Jump, yeah.
It's a jump ball. Jump ball. Which means that Bellarine will regain possession, and it's another chance to whittle this 6-point lead down.
They're hanging around. Still
5 minutes left on the clock. Still plenty of basketball to be played. There is not anything to say that this won't go down to the wire. As now Carlson from long range. Carlson from deep.
That is a player you do not want to get hot if you're Vince Roberto. You do not want to get Carlson hot. He was a top 3 MVP candidate down at Coburg in D1 last year. Good players like that only need one to go in. What's going on here?
They've recruited well, as now Steve Coffey will be the squidgy man. As Emmett Kelly Vaccaro, EKV as he's lovingly known, has done his job.
Did his job.
Now Coffey, bounce pass on to Gingy Yap. Backs out to Giancarlo, who's gone from 3. And someone almost ran into the bleachers yet again. It's now Jaden Brown, and can't get anything from that one. But a foul's being called on Agon, and if we check the foul count from this Agon, it's only his 3rd foul. So not immediate danger here for the Redbacks, but Nichols checks out for Max Cos. And here we go. Zachary Coleman-Bock with 4 minutes 33 to go. Checks in for Gingy Yap, and Coach Rivetta looks like he's choosing height over safety.
They need to. They've given up a few boards down on this end. It's keeping them in the game, the Bellarine Storm.
It's now Jaden Brown. Gets both. And the kids on the sideline have got the pool noodles and were screaming in the face of Jaden Brown, and he gives them a bit of a chuckle. Game respects game as Vanderheit onto Giancarlo, who's, geez, played well today, hasn't he, Anthony Giancarlo?
He's played some very valuable minutes.
As Steve Coffey tries a quick-fire shot that didn't look like it had any form of composure. As Agon now regains the ball, and now they try to halt possession. Steve Coffey looks in. Will he back out? He does. But it's not good enough, and possession will regain back into the Bellarine Storm's hands.
They've got momentum, benches up and about.
If we look now, Sammy, this is where games are won and lost from field goal. RMIT sitting at 30 from 78. And Bellarine 25 from 61.
Oh, that percentage just went up a little bit more.
Shooting at 38% are the Redbacks compared to 43, and very, very smart play there from Steve Coffey
That's a better move
to catch the jump and to get into shooting range. As Giancarlo, you cannot say that this man hasn't tried his hardest today. He's on his 2nd game of the day, and
he played huge minutes for the youth league boys, and now playing.
He's done so well so far, and hit a couple of threes in the youth game, and
18 minutes tonight.
He's done the exact same in this game. So a lot of the time, these youth players or these development players will play in the youth team to get a bit of confidence. They try to regain their strength if they're coming off an injury or a bit of bad form. But he's bounced back so well tonight, and he's done such a great job to give RMIT the best chance that they possibly can to get a win here. There's now Devin Vanderheit back from the baseline. It's a 2-point game here at the Webb with 3 minutes 20 left on the clock. It's Jimmy Worth, Sammy Aparo in commentary for you if you're just joining us from wherever in the world on the Basketball Victoria live stream. And Steve Coffey, the veteran, he's playing in probably more countries than I've been to, than you and I have probably been to. He's played in Morocco, America, Australia. Played in the Middle East. As Vanderhyde tries to step back fade away and can't get anything from it as a foul. It's been called to the good for Zachary Coleman Bock for the first time today. With a man of such experience comes a lot of knowledge, and those veteran plays that you are
There's a few
so
plays in
stringent upon.
foul trouble. It looks like Valley just picked up his fourth as well. You got Valley on 4, you got Bock on 4.
There's now Coffey. He pulls up short, goes to Vanderhyde. Vanderhyde, fade away, tries to bank it. But won't get anything for it. No reward yet. It's Jaden Brown! He looks at his hands like, what did God give me? Puts the 3 sign up. There's now a quick fire here from the Bellarine Stormers. Lou Agon.
That was such a smart
Oh,
move.
what's he done here?
What's going on
Absolute nightmare for RMIT as Carlson regains possession from
What just happened there?
an absolute blunder. A brain fade is the only thing I can bring it down to, and they are so lucky that Carlson didn't hit that.
I reckon Vince would have just... I don't want to see what Vince would have done if that went in.
So now they've got that 3-point lead. Open look here to Lou Agon. Jarvie wasn't really paying attention, and they brought that deficit down to 1. This is the exact position, Sam, that RMIT were in against Warrandyte 2 weeks ago, and they pulled off something special. Who are they going to rely on? Who is going to turn into a hero? But you know what? You cannot do much. If Jaden Brown is looking down the barrel of that camera, as Vanderhyde tries to go big, and it's a stop here for...
What people are going to say is a credit to Jalen Brown. He has probably didn't start off as good as he wanted to start, and he's come up massively clutch in this last quarter.
He has done so well.
Getting a well-deserved break, but what? He's knocked down a couple of threes, couple blocks, done his job in this last quarter.
I think the biggest thing for his game was to stay patient and to not rush things. And he knew that he'd come into the game. He comes into the game sometimes late, and that's okay. For a man of his stature, you don't need to be firing from quarter 1 to quarter 4. There's now Vanderhyde. Pump fakes. Gee, what a good move there. And looks for a foul, and nothing was given by the referees as Nichols will just try to slow things down as Max Cos backs out to Nichols. He finds Carlson. You don't want to give this man an open look as he will shoot and he will get it. As Jarvie, he finds Cos again, pump fakes, goes into mid-range, finds Jarvie again, and the lead beckons out to 4.
And just like that, the game has changed.
6 points, the deficit now, with 52.8 seconds left on the clock. And I think that Coach Rivetto was looking to see why there wasn't a foul called, and I think both you and I, from just muscle memory, sort of assumed that it would have been a foul, but
Well,
referee saw nothing in it.
Well, that plays in the past now. What RMIT need to do is go to what has worked, and they need the ball in Steve Coffey's hand, get him organised, and get the best look possible. It's plenty of time, 53 seconds in basketball. That's what, probably 3-4 minutes in basketball terms. So there's still plenty of basketball in this game. What you need to do is get a score, make it a 1-2 possession game, get a stop, and go again. So easier said than done, Jimmy. But hey, I've seen crazy things happen on a basketball court.
Definitely been crazy things that have transpired at the web, that's for sure.
Don't need to tell me.
You know it all too well, Sammy. So
it's been the Bellarine Storm to step up in this last quarter. You had Jaden Brown step up in this last quarter. He's now got 16. Jarvie 16. Carlson's got 14. So it's been a real even spread there by the Storm.
So now the same 5 for Bellarine will stay on, and Darcy Daniels checks in Ginger Yap. Darcy Daniels has got plenty of experience up his belt, and I think that's why they've got him on, is because they want to look for a bit of experience here. There's now Coffee. Goes cross court to Vanderheit. Vanderheit from mid-range. That's important. And a timeout's being called. Bellarine will halt play, and they will just let things simmer.
It was a great flare screen there, great play design, and making that pass is actually really hard to make, and Steve Mann looks so easy passing over that flare screen to an open Jaden. Well, like we said, get a score, 46 seconds. How are Bellarine going to respond now?
Is the question on everyone's lips.
Well, if you are Bellarine, you're expecting a trap or a blitz or some sort of havoc defense to get you rushed, because if you waste all 24 seconds in this shot clock, it's probably a win for Bellarine in terms of a possession.
They definitely have enough time, and I don't think RMIT will want to go into fouls this early. Still plenty of basketball to be played.
Well, the Storm right now, if they foul, RMIT are in the bonus, so...
Exactly right.
Don't want to foul if you're the Storm. If you don't score, you do not want to give up a cheap foul.
Absolutely.
Looks like Jenna is back in the game.
Anthony Giannacaro checking back in for Darcy Daniels. Coach Rivetto, he didn't like what he saw, and so was Chris Ogle.
Yep, there's a bit of a press.
As now it's back in the hands of Jarvie, onto Carlson. Carlson quick onto Varley. Varley has an open look into the paint, who finds Jaden Brown onto Cos. Bit of miscommunication there with Carlson. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. It's Jaden Brown, and it's Max Cos onto Jarvie. That's really good offensive defense there from the Bellarine Storm, and the foul has been finally called.
Got one more foul to give.
15.9 seconds remains in this game, and RMIT still trailing by 4 points. Both teams on 4 fouls as Jaden Brown exits the court, and McInerney, all the experience that he's gotten, the talent, one of the true leaders, the captain of this Bellarine Storm side, took the trip up to up the highway. And the Bells Beach Pro finish up today up at...
Weren't there a few delays in that?
There were. It's taken them 11 days to find a winner. So they couldn't find any waves. So that finally finished, and it's almost omen for them to be like, all right, that's over. We don't have to wait anymore. We can head up, play our game, and I should say that it's party town down in the Bellarine Peninsula already at the moment, and a win here could just put a cherry on top of that. He misses the other one, and Chris Ogle, quick fire pass now to Coffee, onto Agon. Agon drives! And Lou Agon takes flight and lands the A380 on the tarmac.
I think it's his third dunk of the game.
He's certainly given us some highlight plays today.
And Jimmy, it's a one-possession game.
Just like that, in the words of yourself, Sam. Just like that.
Again, what Bellarine need to do here is they got to expect the trap, expect the blitz, and wait for the foul. They got to play the foul for a game now. If you hit free throws, you probably win this game. What my team need to do is how can they speed up this game, which I've done a very good job this last, 50 seconds? I told you, Jimmy, this last 50 seconds is going to go for 5 minutes.
This could be a long 10 seconds, but do not go anywhere, because there's nowhere else that you would rather be. As we've got a few comments here in the live stream. Someone telling me to settle. I do not know who that is. I've probably got a burner account YouTube channel that they don't want to let me know who it is.
Who makes burner accounts these days?
Who knows? Who knows?
Well,
Definitely,
KD doesn't.
definitely not Gen Z, so I can tell you that.
Oh,
Sammy.
KD doesn't know what a burner account is. Hopefully given their answer on listening.
As Jaden Brown will take possession. And it's 10 seconds.
Let's see what the Storms are drawn up.
There's Jaden Brown. On to Nichols, and a quick foul there from Chris Ogle. So they'll try get this into a 2-possession game.
Well, you're probably expecting a timeout here by Vince if they make the shot, and then they're going to draw up a 3.
It doesn't look like they. Looks like they might hold on a timeout. It looks like Matt Spencer's got the drawing board, and
Matt Spencer
they're
will
almost
be a
drawing
coach.
up a play
He will
right
be a
here,
coach.
right now. Well, 100% he will be. Obviously, Matt Spencer out for the moment. Expected him to back in round 4 as 7 seconds on the clock here. As Coleman Bock, quarterback pass. It's intercepted by Carlson, and that will be the game.
Wow, what a fight back by the Bellarine Storm in that second half.
What a finish, a grandstand finish here at the Web, where RMIT, some would call it a shock loss,
Not for Bellarine.
and Bellarine would say it's a deserved win for them, because gee, did they play some good basketball tonight, coming off 4-point victors in this game, 89-85.
Well, the Bellarine Storm last week had a huge win against Wyndham, who got very, very big raps coming to the season. And for them to back it up away from home, 2-0 in the season against a this RMIT team made finals last year. Now they've got on a scalp away from home. They beat a very gutsy Wyndham team last year. It's a great start for the Bellarine Storm.
Bellarine, 2 on the road and 2 to the good, are so dangerous.
And these wins for Bellarine, for a team that has to travel probably a lot.
So far.
To get these wins early while they are away is huge, because when they play their games at home, you get the home crowd advantage. You get big crowds down at Bellarine. So credit to them, and a great start for Coach Nick.
Yeah, and look, Nick Stampedopoulos will be thrilled with the way that his team has performed in this game. If you look at the box score, top shooter, Rowan Jarvis, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Also, Jaden Brown with 16 points, 4 from 3, so shooting 4 from 9 from beyond the arc at 44%, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. And then you got Nicholas Carlson with 14 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. And then if you look at the RMIT Redbacks, Lewis Agon, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Devin Vanderhyde with just 16 points.
Well, how many points did Devin score last week? Was it 30?
He had 28 points in round 1 and 16 points in this one. He's shooting 2 3-pointers from 8 attempts and 3 rebounds and 2 assists. So a positive day for the number 40. And then Zachary Coleman Bock with 12 points and 10 rebounds, 1 assist. Obviously, Jinji Yap with another double-double as well. 11 points and 10 rebounds.
Even Jenna, in 18 minutes, I think those 8 points were huge. So I reckon Jenna's contribution in that game cannot go unnoticed. He had that defense in that last half was huge. So really credit to Jenna.
2 3-pointers for Anthony Gennacaro, and that's a lot of confidence for him, and he'll be really thrilled with the way that game panned out for him. And that's all we got time for on this Saturday night at the RMIT Sports Centre.
And we get a hand warmer.
We do need a hand. We need a lot more than a hand warmer. I definitely need a hot cup of tea.
I need a dinner.
You need a dinner. Well, you know what else you need, Sammy?
Well, I can name a lot of things.
You need a cuddle as well, don't you?
I need some hand warmers, a fireplace, dinner.
Yeah, some smooth jazz.
Ooh.
Definitely some smooth jazz. So thank you again for tuning in. I'm Jimmy Worth, and Sammy Aparo join me in commentary for that last half. And wherever you are around the world, please stick on the Basketball Victoria YouTube channel and tune into the other games that are going on throughout Victoria at the moment. But for now, that is a goodbye from us, and we'll see you next time.